We are live with the Gopher Broke podcast, talking Gophers football every week. We got to break down the Northwestern game. We did not do a live after the Oregon game. You're welcome, but we're going to get into Northwestern today. What up? It is Tristyn, Spann-Ford, and Kane Rob coming at you with your Gophers football talk at the Gopher Broke podcast. Be sure to hit subscribe over on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. We are slowly growing the channel, but we're going to be here for you either way. So if you dig Gophers football talk once a week, sometimes twice a week with the games going live, we'll also be going in the off season, talking about all the things that need to happen. But we're currently in the season, enjoying some football, even when it is painful at times to watch. Tristyn, Spann-Ford, how are you feeling, my guy?
I'm feeling good. I mean, Oregon was tough. That was very tough. I think we made the right decision not doing a live. First of all, it was at 1 a.m. So shout out to the people.
East Coast, bro. I was East Coast.
It was crazy work. That was crazy. And that last quarter was, that was tough to watch. That was a tough watch. So I think we made a good choice. We bounced back. We got 2 more Big Ten games. And that's a wrap. I mean, the season just flew by.
It did fly by, but also hopefully we got 2 more Big Ten wins. I feel like these 2 games really determine how you look back and feel about the season. If you lose both of them, it's a crappy season. It's like, you got to a bowl game, but you fell off after your 6th win. You win these 2 games, you got back on track. You got 8 wins. It's respectable. It'll put you in the top 8 in the conference, and you'll be like, all right, you know what? We had a young team. We can think of other reasons on why we can excuse the ugly losses, but the end final win column, you'll look back and you'll be like, all right, they got 8. We can maybe get 9 with a bowl. You split and you're like, it was fine. Could have done better. Could have done worse. But I feel like these 2 games and how they result will make how you feel about this season, make or break it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've written down 6-6 and 8-4. The difference between those 2 records, I don't think there's a bigger disparity between 2 records. Like,
massive.
It's absolutely night and day difference.
Absolutely, 1,000%. Also, speaking of 6-6, I just realized I keep seeing more and more Luke Fickell things. I don't know if you caught we always got to talk about if we can bash on the Badgers, we got to throw it in every once in a while.
That's what I was going to just.
Go ahead.
If we did a live, I was just going to tell everyone to tune into the Indiana-Wisconsin game tomorrow. That'll make them feel better.
Yes, absolutely. Did you see what happened with one of Wisconsin's recruits? Dog, he decommitted, and he did like an interview with someone at On3 and like why he was decommitting. And part of his reason, I'm sure they clipped it off, but part of his reason as he paused after, he was like, I just can't. Like, he decommitted. He was like, I just can't. Like, and then he went on to talk about I think how he's from Virginia, so going that far and not knowing how he's going to fit in with them. And then he had talked about how they played Middle Tennessee and Miami of Ohio, and those games were relatively close for most of the game. I was just like, no, it's down bad. If you got recruits decommitting saying their reason is, I just can't, and you're keeping that coach, thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you.
Cannot wait.
I was laughing. I'm not going to lie. And then on top of it, I'm like, yo, Wisconsin had this long bowl streak, which means you're always going 500 or above. Their head coach has coached 4 seasons of power conference football, and he has never been above 500. He will still not finish above 500 this year. He was 5-7 one year. Wild. He's going to be 5 or 7 or lower probably this year. He was 6-6, and I'm talking regular season. If you add the bowl games, then okay, he had 7-6. But when we're talking regular season, 6-6 is the highest he's finished. 3 years at Wisconsin and 1 full year at Ohio State, and the dude has never been above 500 in the regular season.
That is wild. And then they still, I mean, like,
And
I'm curious.
Let's keep him.
Yeah, like it's got to be like a contract thing. Like they must just be like anti-buyout. Like we're
I think
not.
it's like a 50 mil buyout, and
Yeah,
Wisconsin's like, yeah, we're not buying that out, dog. Nope.
yeah. Like we're already where we're at. One more year won't kill us.
I mean, it will.
Well,
It
yeah,
will
I
kill
mean,
them,
it might.
and
This
I
is
am
college
here
football.
for it. I'm here for it 1,000%. If it was like some prestigious program that I didn't have a rivalry with, and like you hate to see it, like you don't want to see like the staples go down, but it's Wisconsin, so tank. Look terrible. Turn into a basketball school. I'm here for it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine with me as well. Like I that last game was looking at every single week. I get more and more nervous for that last game. We just put
Oh,
out
same.
so much bulletin board material, and
So much. So
it's
much.
so tough.
If we've
So
had one Wisconsin fan just stick with us all season, they will be ready to fire off
and
so many clips.
and that's fine. And that's fine. That's the name of the game, baby. That's the
Yep.
name of the game.
Yep. Well, hopefully we can make sure that Wisconsin doesn't get 4 wins on the season, but we got to focus on the now, and that is Northwestern. So we're going to dive into some Big Ten predictions for the week. We're going to fly through those. We're going to briefly talk about the Oregon game, but my God, let's just flush it and forget it. And then we're going to move on to Northwestern. So first off, let's get these predictions flying. We're going to go every other. We're not going to both pick them. So you pick one, I pick one, you pick one, I pick one. First game, Rutgers, Ohio State.
That's Ohio State. That's a good, easy one. Maybe Rutgers covers the spread? Probably not.
No. Ohio State decimates.
They're
Shout out
so
to our
good.
Ohio State listeners. We appreciate y'all.
So good. They're so good. God, it's probably so fun cheering for Ohio State.
Look, dude, their quarterback is like top 3 in Heisman voting right now. So good
Yeah, I
on
mean,
you,
he should.
Julian
He's
Payne.
gotten so much better. Every single week he gets better and better. They have rolled him out perfectly. Perfect execution.
Dude is absolutely balling. I think his completion percentage. Guess what his completion percentage is?
It's in like 80%.
He has 282 attempts, and it's 80.1%.
Yeah, he's nuts because
what?
they literally I remember we talked about it. And we're like, oh, he's an elite game manager, and because that's how they roll him out. They're like, hey,
okay.
we don't need
that
you
is
to
a
do
great
yes,
thing.
we don't need you to throw for 300 yards because our defense is gonna get the ball back no matter what. Like our defense is absolute dominant. Every week they're like, okay, here's this. Okay, now throw it downfield here, and he makes the plays. He looks great. He looks great.
He's a dog. All right, next Big Ten game. I'd say Big Ten game of the week. Oregon facing USC. It is at Oregon. And look, after the whooping we just got from the Ducks, give me the
Put some
Ducks.
respect
Like,
on them.
Their defense is legit. Their run game is nasty. Dante Moore looks like he's ready to go to the NFL. Like, give me the Ducks at home. It's a wrap. Sorry, USC. Your playoff hopes are done.
It's tough. That's a tough ass schedule, but hey.
All right, next game, Michigan State at Iowa.
That's Iowa. Yeah, it was funny. Brev was home last week and he just kept talking about the dark magic at McKinnick Stadium. He's like, doesn't matter what you do, they just find a way.
Always find a way. Do you think they cover the spread though? 16.5 points.
No, I don't think so. I don't know, 16. I don't know. They probably do. They'll get a couple of goals. They'll score once or twice, and Iowa's just gonna the pace of play is just gonna be so slow.
Yes. All right, I've got number 18, Michigan at Maryland. Give me Michigan, even though Michigan had a scare against Northwestern last week. It's not impossible, but I think Michigan's doing everything they can to hold on to that ranking and hold on to any hope of a playoff dream. I think the only way they can do that is winning out and beating Ohio State. We'll see what happens. Next game, you got Nebraska at Penn State.
This one's actually kind of tough for me too. Is Dylan Royella done for the year? Is he still out?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
That sucks. But
Latif looked all right though. Latif looked all right last game.
I think it's still Penn State at home. They got dudes. They got dudes everywhere still. Like they still have players. I think they're kind of working their way back around.
Dog, Latif last game, 13 of 15 for 205 and 3 tuds.
Okay, not bad at all.
Latif said Dylan Raiola who? Also, speaking of Nebraska, did you see Dylan Raiola's brother decommitted from Nebraska.
What?
Dayton Raiola was committed. He's like a senior in high school this year. Is committed to go to Nebraska. Decommitted. Now everyone's like, "Yep, the whole Raiola family's gonna be out of there." And it's funny because I think his other offers are like Appalachian State and Miami of Ohio or something like that. So I'm like, "Yo, what's going on, dog? Where are you
That is
decommitting to?"
weird. Well, I wonder, you think Dylan's just going to try to go to the league this year?
I don't think he can. Isn't this year 2? He's got one more. He
Oh,
has
he
to play
has
one
to
more.
stay. I
Yep.
was just thinking, I'm like, maybe he's gone. Maybe he's not going to be a starter. So he's like, well, my
I'm not
brother's not
saying he's
there.
not gone, but I think he's
That's
got one more.
weird.
He's got one
That
more.
seems suspicious. He's going to go to another red team. So all these red teams look up because there's no way he can't not be Pat Mahomes.
He's gonna go back to Georgia where he committed, but then
Yeah,
decommitted
there you
and went to
go.
Nebraska.
Could be. Could be.
All right, Illinois at Wisconsin. Look, give me Bielema. Anytime Bielema has some dirt, anytime he has a little bit of like nastiness and he has some revenge going, he usually gets it done. Which means Wisconsin, he is always going to come for the throat. So I've got Illinois, number 21, Illinois beating Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Last one, you got Washington at UCLA.
Washington looks good still. UCLA.
Wisconsin.
Is Nico back? Nico back?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I still think Washington.
All right, that's going to wrap up the predictions. Let's talk about this absolutely grotesque Minnesota-Oregon game. I just want to know, what are your key takeaways from it? Obviously, like, it wasn't pretty to watch. It was the same old story, road matchup where we looked like we were half asleep, looked like we couldn't do anything offensively, looked like we didn't want to be there, got whooped, 42 points, 43 points, like, or no, 42, 42, 41. We're staying consistent. When we play a good team on the road, they score 40 to 42 points. But anyways, what is your biggest takeaways from this game?
This was, it was, even after the first quarter, this one felt like I didn't even have that much hope, as much hope as I did against Ohio State after that first drive. It was ugly. And at first, I've come back all the way back around on one thing, the Wildcat. Like, we just busted out the Wildcat and ran like a completely different playbook. And at the time I was like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we run our plays. Like, we didn't need to install this. We'd be better off working on the plays we have than trying to install this in this short week.
Yeah.
But I've come all the way back around on it where as the game went on, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Just run anything that they haven't seen before because that's the best chance we have.
Here's one thing I noticed, and I don't love saying this, but I think it's true. I think that our coaching staff has showed a lack of trust in Drake Lindsay, and I think in turn, Drake Lindsay has gotten more skittish and maybe doubted himself a little bit more with some of his throws or some of his swagger when it comes to being able to place the ball. Because some of these throws are way behind. Some of these throws are like, before he was dropping them in a bucket. Now it's like, ooh, that if you don't drop it in a bucket, it looks like a turnover play. Like, I feel like the coaching staff stopped leaning into like, you could do this, you got this, like, we don't care, go out there and ball. And as they continued to lean away from that, Drake Lindsay stopped being like, I'm that dude, and like was more like, this is the look, but I don't want to turn it over. I don't want to put it in the wrong position. I don't want to, and overthinking it. And I hate to see that because there's so much potential, so much upside, so much there for Drake Lindsay. And I just wish that our coaching staff would be like, nah, dude, you're still him. I don't give a damn. Go throw 40 times. Go show why we are all in on you. Like, that's how I'm feeling. Do you get the same feeling, or do you think I'm overreacting, or how are you feeling overall?
I don't think you're overreacting. I do see the regression you're talking about. Like, it does feel like those first like 3 games, he was like, he just stood in the pocket. Like, he was good to go. It's almost like once we started playing real competition and he started to really feel that pressure and get that pressure, sometimes to me it feels like he's overthinking it. Like, once he gets to the line of scrimmage, like we talk about how they give him all this power to, make these checks, make these changes and stuff like that, which I think is great. And I think that they're not wrong to do that because he's proven that he can do that. I feel like sometimes, or like within these last couple of weeks, he's stepped up though. And I guess, yeah, what, like you said, like, doesn't have that confidence. And so he's almost questioning himself. And so, because even some of the protections, again, I don't know nothing about no protections. I could not write up a scheme for you. But sometimes he's getting that pressure so fast that I'm wondering if in his head he's overthinking the protections as well, or if he's overthinking stuff because of the offensive line play and stuff like that, that it's not necessarily the play calling, but it's, I don't want to say the offensive line, but the offensive line getting pressure on him so quickly that he's questioning that himself at the line of scrimmage, not necessarily the coaching staff questioning him, but him questioning himself.
Yeah, I feel like I just see a lack of his willingness to take the deep ball. And like, I understood Max Brosmer not taking the deep ball as much because his arm isn't as big, but also like he just, the way he processed was super, super fast. And I'm not saying that Drake doesn't process super, super fast, but I think Drake has more talent and was like willing to take those shots a little bit more.
Yep.
And now I feel like, at least in the Oregon game and the Michigan State game and the Iowa game, like he wasn't as willing. He like second guessed it. Or I remember there being certain plays where he takes, an underneath drag, but if you look up in the next window, there's a corner also running and it's like wide open, could have been a touchdown if you put it out there. And it's like, I feel like because the window is smaller or there's more room for error, he's not willing to take it as much. But if you would have told me Buffalo, Northwestern State, Cal, Rutgers, in those weeks, Drake's like, fuck it, let's go. I'm getting this. I'm him. I feel like Ohio State, the first drive, he felt that way. And then he got a little rattled, which get it. But he didn't even come off as too rattled in that game. Purdue was the game where we kept trying to throw for DPIs instead of just playing. And then Nebraska, we looked pretty good in that one. I think he was like 16 of 20. Yep. We just didn't throw the ball a lot. Darius went crazy in that game. But then the last three games, Iowa, Michigan State, Oregon. Now, I know he had the game winner in Michigan State, but that game wasn't pretty, and we passed up on a lot of opportunities. I think that the last 3 weeks, the coaching staff has really leaned away from the trust there, and I want them to get over that. You have opportunities here with Northwestern State, who is a good pass defense, but like, they're not crazy good. They're not amazing. They're not Oregon or Iowa or Ohio State. There's going to be opportunities there. And then Wisconsin, same thing. So I hope we can build that back up and let him ride the high of the end of the season. But in the end, like, the run game is going to be important. Darius Taylor is going to be important and all that. But I just hope that the coaching staff can start to build that trust back up.
Do you think there's also a correlation though between, like, based on the games we just you talked about, with our receivers' inability to create separation and the defensive line pressure coming from the other team? Because in all those games, like, there's definitely like, okay, there's a difference between playing Buffalo and playing Iowa, so that's kind of what I also feel like too. And so, like, it's a culmination of the two. Like, at the worst possible time for them to give up trust in him is when he needs to have the most confidence.
Right. And no, I agree 100%. And I don't think it's like full, like, we don't trust in him at all anymore. Cause like, we've seen that. We've seen what they did to Athan, and they had like, certain games where maybe we had 10 pass attempts and we were just running. Like, that is complete full blown. We're not trusting anymore. This is not that. Like, those two things are quite different, but compared to what we saw earlier and compared to what we saw last year, I just feel like it's been a little bit different these last couple
weeks. Which is nuts because he hasn't turned the ball over that much. Like, there's a lot of, like, what was his first 2 picks are like doy picks. Like,
yeah, the first 2 were like just fluky. And then he had a 3-pick game against Iowa, which again, bad game. But you talk about the first 2 being fluky and having 3 against Iowa. That's 5 right there, and he has 6 total. So it's like,
yeah, which I was just a bad game. That was
Iowa was a bad game.
Yeah, that's what it's just weird to me. I don't understand. And then I also, part of it feels like, I don't know, it's almost like the offensive play, like they're saving something. Like they're holding it back for what?
Well, here's your 2 weeks. There's no more holding back.
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't it feel like that? Like, wow, we're really gonna let it rip against Wisconsin, like to go for our, hopefully 8th win. But it just feels like we're trying to, like, ramp him up still, and we need to be ramped up already. Like,
right. No, I agree 100%. And if we're holding it for Wisconsin, we're going to lose this game. If you
yeah,
don't pull
oh
out all the
yeah,
stops in this Northwestern game, you are going to lose this game because this
mm,
Northwestern team has grit. They have that dog, and they're ready to get after it. They don't give a damn who they're playing. They're like, we're going to come out here and stomp on some throats. So that's a perfect transition. Let's talk about Northwestern. Let's talk about what your thoughts are heading into this matchup. We'll get into the breakdown of Northwestern, and then we'll talk into our predictions. But what have you got for me on Northwestern?
Northwestern is a good team. I think they are scrappy as hell. Like they are, I like no matter who they've played this year, they're hanging around. They're win or loss, they're sticking around. If we don't put them away, they will. This will be a game-winning field goal type game. Like we have to find some way to pull away from them because they'll hang around and keep going. Preston Stone is kind of awesome. We've talked about all the quarterbacks that we've played this year that we've equated to Baker Mayfield, and this is another one where he's just kind of a hard-nosed dude who is gonna do it himself if he has to. He turns the ball over a lot, but when you watch him, he's just got heart. It seems like he is not gonna go down easy.
Yeah, he's definitely got some heart. He's definitely also inaccurate as hell. He's
Yeah,
got a 52%, 52%, 42%, 51%, 48%. That's half of his games this year. His
oh
overall
yeah,
is 58.2. So, like, there's some opportunities in this game for the Gophers to get some turnovers going, and hopefully they will. Taking a look at the Gophers, our offense looks even worse. 99th in pass offense, 124th in rush offense, 103 in scoring offense, and 126 in total offense. AKA, our offense is boo boo. And if they can't figure something out in these next 2 weeks in the bowl game, I'm sorry, Harbo, it might be a wrap. Like, we can't keep doing the same crazy shit over and over. And like, I get that it's pro style. I get that it has all these things that are awesome, but we don't have the personnel to carry that out right
yes,
now. And if we can't find ways to be simplified and move the damn ball up the field, then you got to go. Like, I'm sorry. I never want to call for a dude's job, but if we can't adjust when we don't have the personnel to make it the complex pro style offense, then we got to do something else. Like, we got to win games and we got to move the ball. And right now, it's hit or miss on if we can do those things.
yeah, I agree. We have to find a way to adjust to the personnel that we have on the field, not the personnel that we had on the field last year or the year before that. Like things do have to be. I don't know if they need to be simplified. I think in this game it is more of a simplified. We have to control the ball on the ground, and I think that is what's going to be huge for us. Control the ball and run.
Yeah, our defense is interesting. 64th in pass, not good, but we've known that the pass defense has been a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
27th in the run, 62nd in scoring defense, and that's because we've given up 41 to Iowa, 42 to Ohio State, and 42 to Oregon.
That's
But
good.
then on
That's
top
good.
of that, total defense 38th, sacks 4th in the nation, and turnovers tied for 85th. Now, when you look at Northwestern, I think the Gophers have a legitimate shot in this one. But again, this is not a team that's going to be a pushover. You said they're scrappy as hell. Braun has these guys locked in, ready to go. They beat Penn State in Penn State's homecoming. And then they played a 2-point game just this last weekend against Michigan, number 18 Michigan, who had to win on a game-winning field goal. They also lost to Nebraska by a score, but they were down like 21-7 and scrapped back in it and lost by 1 touchdown. So you cannot sleep on this Northwestern team. Like, they're legit. Now, they lean on their defense just like the Gophers lean on theirs. They're tied for 73rd in the run, so that's where we need to attack, in my opinion. You got to get Darius Taylor going, especially if he's healthy. 31st in the pass, 23rd in scoring, 45th in total, tied for 42nd in turnovers, and tied for 107th in sacks. So they don't really get the pressure on you as much, but they are rock solid across the board. They hold their own. They're a top 50 defense in the country. They've got a safety in Robert Fitzgerald who leads the team in tackles with 92. He's got an interception and a fumble recovery. They've got a linebacker in Mac O-line, who is a 79 tackles, 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and then they've got a cornerback with 35 tackles, an interception, a pass block, and 2 forced fumbles in Braden Turner. So overall, their defense has solid players at every level across the board, and their biggest strengths are their secondary and their linebackers. And then they have one defensive lineman in Kilbane, who's graded elite on PFF, has 31 tackles, 2.5 sacks. But overall, this defense is going to dare Drake to pass the ball. I think they're going to start off by stacking the box because, again, tied for 73rd against the run. They know DT is a dude, but like they're going to dare Drake to throw it. Hopefully Drake can get some things going, get them playing back on their heels a little bit, and then that's where you turn it on and let Darius Taylor cook.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a huge game for, like, they're not going to go away. Like, at all times, the Gophers, when things are going great, you got to keep playing because they're not going to go away, no matter what. So I think it's going to be important to get out to a lead. We say that every week, to go get out to a lead and, keep them on their heels. But this team has played on their heels all year and they're really good at it. So I think it's going to be big resilient. This is probably going to be, other than who knows what's going to happen against Wisconsin, this will be the Big Ten, dogfight, I think, of the week.
Yeah, I agree. And look, Braun has had this team always scrapping. Like even 2 years ago, we were clowning Northwestern when we were over on lockdown. We were clowning them so bad. We were up 28-7 in the fourth quarter, and I was like, "Yo, we killed this week's show. We clowning them. That's totally accurate. We're whooping that ass." They came back from a 21-point lead, put it in overtime, and beat us in the end, and we looked like damn fools. PJ Fleck, if you make me look like a damn fool on the show again,
don't let it happen.
I'm gonna have to start switching up on these predictions. So please, I beg of you, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
We'll cancel. I'll cancel his subscription to this show.
We'll cancel Christmas. That's what we'll cancel.
Yes, we'll cancel Christmas. Oh, Christmas. We didn't even talk about my gripe.
Middle of the podcast. Get it? What's the gripe?
Yo, spent all weekend last weekend, me and my brother-in-law. I got up on this roof putting up Christmas lights.
Ooh.
Right? All the way. I'm talking top level. The top ones.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Tested them out. Everything looks great. Sun goes down, turn the lights on. Half the strip of brand new lights just doesn't work on the top of the roof. So, yep. So I got real life Clark Griswold issues going on. So I'm back at it this weekend. As soon as this Gopher game is up, maybe even before, I'm back on the roof, taking everything down, testing out bulbs.
Did we learn a lesson? We plugged the bulbs in first before we put them.
I did. I learned. They were brand new. I tested them all. I tested the extension cord. And then nighttime came and they just half the strip doesn't work. I don't know what happened. So I got to go back up there.
I don't know those problems yet. Thankfully, I'm okay with that. But keeping back to Northwestern, a rock solid gripe. Yeah. We forgot to put it in the beginning here. That's a first. We forgot to get it in the beginning. That's wild.
It's tough. Hey, get it. I'm always down to complain about something.
Hey, we always find a way. But talking about Northwestern's offense, I think their offense is pretty similar to Minnesota. They struggle to get it done, and they lean on their defense and hope that their offense can do enough to get the dub. Like we said, Stone has talent, but he also has a propensity to turn the ball over or put it in harm's way. So it depends on which version of him shows up. And hopefully, for Minnesota's sake, he shows up as the latter, putting the ball in harm's way. Sophomore running back Caleb Komolafe leads the team in rushing, 757 yards, 9 touchdowns, rock solid there. And then the leading pass catcher by a lot is Griffin Wild. He's got 644 yards and 5 touchdowns. Next dude on the team has like 280 or something like that. So he is their number one receiver by a long shot. The X factor, though, for me in this game, I think, is Darius Taylor. I mentioned it earlier. If he's healthy, he can have a big day, whether it's in the run game or if they're stacking and loading the box, then I'm seeing more screen game. I'm seeing more tunnel opportunities for Darius Taylor to get the ball in his hands and let him create. Darius Taylor is our offense, and hopefully he's feeling good because it looks like he's starting to stack days up, but I know when he is dinged up, it shows. So
Yep.
hopefully he's starting to feel a little bit better each and every week. But I think if Northwestern fans tap into the show and they're like, oh, they keep talking about Darius Taylor, and they go and look and it's like, oh, he's only got 400 rush yards. Like, why do they keep talking about, like, they're just box score watching at that point? But if you actually watch these games, you know Darius Taylor is the best player on this team. And I say that he's tied for the best player on this team. Him and Anthony Smith.
Yep. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what I was thinking in my brain.
Yeah. So I think overall, Darius Taylor, if healthy, would be getting drafted this year, probably around the 3rd round, maybe. But I don't know what he's going to do. I'll be curious to see if he sticks around and he's like, look, I got to build that stop back up and I'm coming back, running it back. Let's do it. Or what will happen. I think he still has a good shot to get drafted, just probably later because of the injuries and whatnot. But overall, like, Darius Taylor is our offense, whether it's pass downs, whether it's pass blocking, whether it's running, like, he is the success of this offense. And I think that the lower totals don't give the context of the injured games or the missing games or playing limited due to injury. But if he is playing fully healthy, Nebraska learned what that looks like. There are a couple others that have learned what that looks like this year. Buffalo learned what that looks like. So overall, Darius Taylor is still him. And I think they're going to get him involved, whether it be in the short pass game, whether it be in the check down game, whether it be in the running offense. They're going to find a way to get the ball in number one's hands.
No, yeah, I do not disagree at all. The first thing I wrote down from the keys that I have is run, run, run. So I think if we can get the ground game going, it's going to be great. Another big factor I think is the defensive line this week. I think the defensive line, if they get after it, will force Preston to turn the ball over, and whether that be a fumble or be interceptions on making bad picks or making bad passes. Good talking. Making bad passes, because our defense has not come up with takeaway in many games.
Well, we got one fumble last week, but otherwise, yes.
Fumble, I mean,
otherwise,
interception-wise, haven't had many. So I think that the defensive line is going to actually affect this game in a huge way and getting him uncomfortable because he already is not very accurate. And so it might be a big day for our secondary to get some easy picks.
Yeah, I feel you. 100%. My keys to this game is get the ball in DT's hands and create holes. The second one, defensive line needs to keep the pressure high and play fast. Don't make your secondary have to cover long, because otherwise we know that can be brutal. And then touchdowns, not field goals. I'm sick of playing for field goals, especially when our kicker is not actually that good. So, I mean, apologies to Denenberg, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. It ain't great. So, overall, touchdowns,
he can use that.
not field goals.
Use that and get better. Get better.
I'm saying play a young dog. Like, he's a senior. He's been here for 1 year. He didn't kick field goals at his other school. He was just a kickoff specialist, and we are learning why. So overall, like, let's get a young buck in there. But I digress. PJ, you do you. You're the coach. I am not. But I'm going to still be a little critical over here. Let's dive into the predictions. Let's get after it. So Drake Lindsay pass yards. Underdog has him set at 191.5. You going over or under?
I like the over this week. I do think, not to take away from what I said about the ground game, but I do like the over. Just got to get that taste out of your mouth from last week.
I'm going to take the over as well. Then the flip side, they've got Preston Stone at 165.5. You taking the over or the under?
165. I'm tempted to take the under. I think this will be a close game, but this is where my logical brain is. This is going to be a close dogfight, but I feel like we're going to sit on this couch and be finally an 11 o'clock game, and the Gophers are just going to look like world beaters, and we're going to be like, damn, wouldn't this have been sick for the entire season? I'm going to take the under just for fun.
I'm going to take the over because our secondary is pretty rough stuff, especially playing through injuries and things like that. So I'm going to take the over on that one, but hopefully not too much over. Darius Taylor, they've got him at 72.5 rush yards. What do you got?
Over. Feed that man.
I'm also going to take the over, and I hope that he is just feeling better and better. I've also added Griffin Wild, their wide receiver, to this one. 59.5 receiving yards, over or under?
I think that's going to be over. It's going to be over. I
I
love our
agree.
secondary, but we got to step up. We got to step up.
I agree with you. They've been force feeding that cat, so I think he's going to get some opportunities. All right, pick your Gophers wide receiver, the biggest producer of the week.
Lemecki Brockington.
All right, I'm going to go with Jalen Smith. Let's get it. He's going to get after it. He's going to have a big one this week. Yardage given up by the defense.
Kind of hard to gauge after Oregon.
Yeah, so last week you said 385. I said 365.
What was it?
It was like 500. So
yeah, it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge.
Way off. It's
hard to gauge. Give me two. I don't want to be overzealous. Give me 265. 265. I think we're going to play well. And I'm not going to apologize for it.
I'm going to sit at 350. That still feels high.
That's come on now.
I'll go 330. What did they give up? I'll go 330. 330.
250? Right. Michigan gave up 250?
I'll go 330. We'll see what happens.
Now I want to go higher. I feel like I want to go higher. Okay, go ahead. Go.
First touchdown. I'm taking Darius Taylor for my first pick. Who's your first pick?
Give me Fame Ejible.
All right. And then second pick, I'm going to take Jamison Gears. I feel like it's been a while since we've heard his name. Hopefully there's no drops.
He'll be fine. The one catch that was almost a catch was almost electric, and then they showed the replay and saw that it was not even close to a catch. So
and the key words were that was almost.
it was all. I literally saw the replay. I was texting Brev and I was like, "That was a catch." He was like, "That was incredible." And then the replay started. I was like, "Never mind. That wasn't even close to a catch."
Delete.
Yeah. Give me Lemecki as my second pick.
All right. Do the Gophers score on the first drive? You already know my answer. I'm letting you pick your.
You know what? I'm ready to get hurt again. Yep.
Touchdown or field goal?
Field goal, at least.
Right. You know I got the no locked in there. I don't even need to delete it ever. It's just permanently burned in there. All right. How many turnovers do the Gophers get this week?
I think we can get 2. Give me 2. A fumble and a pick.
Who gets them?
Anthony Smith. Well, he forces the fumble. But, okay. What about John Nestor for a pick?
All right. I'm going to go 1 interception. I'm going Kerry Brown.
Love that.
We're going to skip leading the team in tackles because we always pick the same 2 players every week. So, next, how many sacks do we get this week and who?
I think we get 4 sacks.
Oh, boy.
2 for Anthony Smith, which will break the record, correct? I think that'll break the single season sack record for him.
I don't know.
I think it is. Devin Eastern and your boy Carter Menz.
All right, I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go Anthony Smith, Carter Menz, and Jackson Howard.
Okay.
All right, I need you to pick your defensive player of the game.
I'm gonna go with Anthony Smith.
Easy one there. Easy. I'm going to go with Devin Williams. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to be critical in trying to slow down the run game, and we'll see what happens there. Offensive player of the game, I'm going to lean into it here. Darius Taylor, easy pick for me. How about you?
Yeah, that's an easy pick. I'm just going to go with the next up then, Drake Lindsay. I'm tweaking.
Final score. Here we go. What do you got?
I have written down on this paper, and I'm not changing it, 24-17.
24-17. I'm trying to look up what it is right now. I think it's in favor of Northwestern.
Oh, yeah. They're a 3.5 point
points. The over-under is 41.5. You said 24-17?
Yep. I think that's under.
Yeah, it's
No.
41.
Oh. So if you can get the line at 40 and a half, people, book it. Book that over.
I am going to go 24-21.
You have to give us a team.
I know.
Give us a team. Your silence is troubling.
PJ Fleck, don't make me look stupid. I'm going 24-21 Minnesota. Please. I don't want to repeat. At least last time, I think when I did this, I predicted us to win by like 14 or 20, and
I think we're very confident. There was phrases said, basketball school.
So at least,
Yeah, you guys have a great education system.
Yeah. So at least I'm keeping it within that 3 points, but I got it for the Gophers. All right, I want your biggest worry for this game.
The offensive play calling. It has to be consistent. Again, I understand now that we were just trying to do anything we could against Oregon. We didn't go into that game with much of a fighting chance, but we gotta just let Drake let that thing rip. Just let the offense. Don't force nothing. Just let the offense do its thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with our secondary. Just makes me nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie to
you. I literally almost took a screenshot because we said it last week where there's just a play every week where we're getting beat deep and we got safeties with our back just chasing after them, and I almost sent a screenshot because it does. It just happens every week.
It hurts my soul.
It's tough. Like
when I did play football, I played receiver and safety. So I remember safety. The biggest thing was you better not be the beat. You are the last one back. You are back. You are the safety. You gotta keep it safe. So
biggest part of this job.
Right. So overall, I want to know, last question here, out of nowhere player to have a big week, maybe be the key moment for the Gophers. What you thinking?
I'm going to say this, and it's been said before. This week might be the week. Coy Parrish. Do something for me, baby. Come on. I don't know if it's a pick or a big return, some great field position. Anything is possible. At Wrigley Field, this feels like, maybe it's because we're playing at Wrigley that I have that feeling, because it feels like we're in a bowl game and we're just really good in bowl games. So
we are pretty good in baseball fields. I'm just gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Undefeated in baseball fields. That's probably not true, but undefeated in baseball fields.
It is today.
Also, those uniforms that we're wearing, cold. Can't lose in those.
Speaking of uniforms, did you watch the Thursday night football game tonight? I know it's still going, but did you keep it at all? Whoever decided that those Texan helmets needed to look like that should be fired immediately.
You don't like them? You don't like them?
The horn on them looks so ugly. You could have did something completely different to make that horn look legit, but it looks stupid. Love the glossy, love the red, but whoever decided that was the horn concept, let them go. Let them go.
Did you watch the Holy War game this year, the BYU Utah game?
No, I missed that game.
Oh, dog, they're literally just wearing Utah's uniform. Like BYU did their solid blue and then like the pearlescent like chrome blue helmet, and then Utah wore these uniforms.
Like, look, here, I'm not a Vikings fan. I don't mess with the Vikings. But the horns that they do, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Quality horns. These Texan horns look like you had a 5-year-old draw on the helmet and was like, it's supposed to look like a bull or a Texan. You know, come on, here you go. Draw a marker. No, ugly. All right. My out of nowhere player of the week is going to be Giante McMillan. When he gets in, he's been locked down for us. He's been rock solid. I can't remember if he's dealing with injury or not, so I'm throwing it out there. I could be way off on that one, but Giante McMillan's going to be my pick of the week.
Love it.
All right, man, that's it. That's a wrap. We got through it. We got away from the Oregon week. We're supposed to have hope in these next 2 weeks. Hopefully we don't feel like we have hope like the Iowa game and then it turns out like that. But the Gophers hopefully can still rock with the 8-win season in the regular season. And my fingers are crossed, man. If they can pull this one off, I'm going to be very confident heading into Wisconsin week. And if they don't pull this one off, I'm going to be very nervous heading into Wisconsin week. So we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna be pretty confident going into Wisconsin regardless. Last game of the year. We'll talk about it next week.
Oh,
I'm
you
ready.
better believe if you are just tuning into the show for the first time today, let me tell you, you better tap in next week because I'm just going to be firing clips. And it might burn me in the end, but your boy is coming strong next week.
You're gonna want to follow him on all social media platforms because I know Wisconsin people are gonna be going in on him, and he's gonna reply to every single one of them.
Every single one of them. I got you. All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Gopher Broke podcast. Be sure to hit subscribe. We appreciate y'all. We definitely love the lives after when we are able to get the comments going and things like that. So follow over on YouTube or subscribe. Follow wherever you get the podcast. Follow on Twitter so you can check out the lives there too. But if you want to comment, you got to watch over on YouTube for the lives, and we will get those comments going on the screen. We will be talking to you after this Northwestern matchup, hopefully after a win, but we will see you then. Row the boat, Scotty Ma, go Gophers as always, and please don't forget to hit subscribe.